Call of Duty games are full of memories about all the fun times we had playing with our friends, and one of the first things we think about is our favorite guns from each game. And there have been many weapons throughout Call of Duty's lifespan, but we're going to be looking at the most underrated ones. What is the best gun that wasn't used nearly enough from every Call of Duty from COD4 to Modern Warfare 2022? Time to bring back memories of the guns that were slept on. COD4 G3. This was completely overshadowed by the M16 and the other fan favorite assault rifles like the M4 Carbine and AK-47. But the semi-automatic G3 had the highest potential of all assault rifles in COD4. If you had a good trigger finger and aim, this weapon would drop people insanely quickly. The iron sights were clean, and it basically had zero recoil no matter how fast you shot it. Semi-automatic weapons almost never get enough love. World at War Thompson. Similar to the G3, this was overshadowed by a couple other weapons in its own class with the MP40 and PPSH. It's a classic World War II weapon for the United States, and it was criminally underrated in World at War. Maybe it was slept on because it was the first SMG available to use in the game. It has less recoil than the PPSH and higher fire rate than the MP40, and with stopping power, the Thompson would actually two-shot out to 21 meters, which made it incredibly powerful from close to mid-range. Modern Warfare 2 Tar21. This game was full of overpowered stuff from perks to kill streaks to weapons, so some of them had to slip under the radar, and with powerful assault rifles like the ACR and FAMAS, the Tar was forgotten about. The Tar had the highest damage per bullet in the assault rifle category, and it was a 3-shot kill out to 45 meters. But what really set it apart from other high damage assault rifles, like the AK-47 and SCAR, is that it had a much faster fire rate that was equal to the ACR. This made it an incredible close range assault rifle and killed faster than most SMGs. The Tar did have some recoil, but nothing tap firing couldn't fix at range. Hopefully I've gotten you to join the Tar21 fan club. I made this video because of this poll I made. Make sure to vote on the new one that is live now to determine the next Call of Duty multiplayer video I make. Black Ops 1 MPL. Honorable mentions have to go to the Enfield and G11. I've always had a soft spot in my heart for the underappreciated MPL. The gameplay in the background is me going 75 and 5 on firing range from Black Ops 1 in my theater. That proves how powerful it can be. It has a super fast fire rate at 937 rounds per minute and takes 4 shots to kill out to 25 meters. It also has the biggest base mag size in Black Ops 1 for SMGs at 32 rounds. Then if you put dual mags on it to increase the reload speed and backup ammo, making it the only SMG in the game that doesn't need scavenger or sleight of hand. And if you want a second attachment with the MPL, you could use a silencer, which makes it sound amazing, or you could use rapid fire to get an absolutely crazy fire rate of 1250 rounds per minute, making it deadly. I love the MPL, and you should too. Modern Warfare 3 MK14. Honorable mention is going to go to the M9 machine pistol and CM901. I'm back to the semi-automatic weapons. I've always had love for these guns that have extremely high potential. Listen to this, it had a 550 rounds per minute fire rate, which means you could pull your trigger as fast as you wanted with the potential for one-shot headshots out to 51 meters or a 2-shot kill to the body while having very minimal recoil. This weapon could dunk on anything, but if you missed a couple shots, the ACR MP7 were gunning for your head. But nothing had the potential of the MK14, the best M14 variant in Call of Duty history. If you would like me to make another video on every Call of Duty game, please leave a like and comment to let me know. And make sure to subscribe for more Call of Duty rankings as well as helpful and entertaining Warzone content. Black Ops 2 SWAT 556. A weapon that many people love to hate, but I have another incredibly good gameplay for my theater in the background. The select fire attachment was key because it allowed you to make it fully automatic and made this weapon shred from close to mid-range. But don't sleep on the burst fire mode at mid to long range where it had absolutely no recoil. It could get lost in the mix because of all the incredible assault rifles in Black Ops 2 with the AN94, M8A1, M27, FAL, and MTAR, but the SWAT was good enough to compete with any of them, as you could tell by this awesome gameplay. Ghosts Vepr. Honorable mention goes to the Bison. The Vepr was an SMG that performed a lot like an assault rifle. It had super clean iron sights paired with low recoil and great strafe speed, making it an optimal SMG for mid-range engagements. Everyone in Ghost wanted to use the Honey Badger, MTAR, Vector, or M27 light machine gun, making the Vepr one of the most underrated guns of all time. But Ghost gameplay hasn't changed to this day. Look at how the people play this game when I got this footage. They don't move from corners. Right shielders protecting snipers. This game was annoying because it was so close close to being amazing. Advanced Warfare, the ARX-160, honorable mention, Amelie. This one might be cheating because the ARX base variant was pretty crappy, but if you got the correct variant from supply drops, it turned into the COD4 M16 or MW2 FAMAS. I never got the BAL-27 or ASM-1 variants, but I got the ARX-160 Steel Bite, which increased its damage and made it a 3-shot kill out to 51 meters, aka meaning it's a 1-burst kill. This made it one of the best weapons in the game because of its high damage and low recoil, but it was still used very little because even when people got the more common variant, the hole puncher, they didn't realize that it was good and then never used it. Advanced Warfare still has the worst supply drop system in Call of Duty history. Black Ops 3, Pharaoh, honorable mention goes to the Dingo. I had to pick the Pharaoh to give justice to the Cheekum and itself. The burst SMGs have always gone way too much hate for no reason. I love them both, and the Pharaoh is actually my 7th most used weapon in Black Ops 3, and I use it more than the VMP because I'm not a sweat and I like to have fun when I play COD. What makes it great for everyone is that Black Ops 3 actually added the function to where if you just hold down your trigger, the burst fire will continue to happen at the fastest fire rate possible, making it much easier to use. And a fun fact is that the Pharaoh is a 4-round burst that only took 3 shots to kill up close, making it much more forgiving than burst weapons usually are. And it also had the fastest time to kill of all SMGs out to 6 meters, pretty wild for a gun people didn't give enough respect to. Infinite Warfare Type 2. This was such a fun and unique weapon because you could use it as an assault rifle, then switch it mid-battle into akimbo machine pistols, giving this weapon so much versatility. The only downside was that it actually had the lowest damage per shot on all assault rifles in Infinite Warfare, which made it a 5 shots to kill weapon. But when we split into akimbo mode, it has a combined fire rate of 1400 rounds per minute, making the extra shots to kill not seem too bad. And the good news is that its damage stats actually stay the same out to 56 meters, meaning you're gonna have the most consistent feeling weapon in the entire game. You know what to expect when you were using the Type 2. It had super low recoil and a good fire rate, making it feel very satisfying to use for all players. World War II MG15. This weapon fell off players' radar because of the Lewis light machine gun being so good. The MG15 was a lower damage light machine gun with a fast fire rate. It is only 722 rounds per minute, but for this game, that was faster than assault rifles and on par with submachine guns. The accuracy was good when you added a grip, and the iron sights were very unique, but I liked them. What made this LMG unique was how good its hipfire was with steady aim paired with its fast fire rate. It was a very unique weapon from its iron sights to how it functioned, and that's probably why it wasn't used as much as it should have been. Black Ops 4 Vapor XKG. There were a lot of assault rifles people loved to use in Black Ops 4, with the Maddox and ICR being the most popular of them all, but the Vapor was basically the Peacekeeper MK2 but better. They both had a 652 round per minute fire rate, but the Vapor had a higher damage. It had low recoil, making it easy to aim, paired with pretty good range at 30 meters, where it was only a 5 shot to kill weapon. And for Black Ops 4, that was very good. We have to remember that Black Ops 4 had 50% more health than any other Call of Duty, which made weapons take a couple more shots to kill in general. And the Vapor honestly reminded me of the M4 because it's just a solid and easy weapon to use that no one could dislike. Modern Warfare 2019 AUG. This was my favorite weapon in the game easily. What made it so fun to use was the different ways you could build it. You could run it like an SMG with the 32 round mag for speed and close quarters dominance, or you could use it with the 5.56 ammo magazines that made the mobility slower but turned it into a melt machine at mid range like it was an assault rifle. This duality made it very nice to use from map to map just with a different setup, and it had a high headshot multiplier that rewarded players for precise aim by giving it the ability to 2-shot kill up close, but was normally 3 to 4 shots. The AUG is a classic Call of Duty weapon that I don't think you can dislike. Cold War Milano. This will be Warzone gameplay in the background because I uninstalled Cold War because it's over 150 gigabytes and I don't have the space on my PC for it with all the clips I have to record. But this is for multiplayer, and back into the Milano. It was a pocket-sized assault rifle and had a great name that always made me want to get Milano cookies. It had a slower fire rate at 577 rounds per minute, but it has extremely high damage that allows it to 3-shot kill. That high damage is paired with no recoil and fast mobility, making this a dream combination of submachine guns and assault rifle characteristics. I always had a blast using this in Cold War, and a fun fact is that it was my most used weapon in Warzone, and I use it as my long-range weapon usually. The Milano rules just like the cookies. Vanguard Volk. This game is so difficult to pick weapons for because of how much they buffed and nerfed things, making it an ever-changing landscape. And I just picked the Volk because I feel like it was never used enough for how good it was. It was the last assault rifle unlocked for a reason. Similar to the Milano, it had assault rifle and SMG characteristics where it had the best mobility for assault rifles in Vanguard paired with a high fire rate, making it extremely deadly up close. And with the correct attachments, the Volk could be deadly accurate as well. I just wish people had used it a little bit more. Modern Warfare 2022 M16. Now hear me out. This was the most hated gun at launch, but it has been buffed numerous times, including the most recent update where they actually lowered the burst delay, making it fire much faster. But people still hate it for no reason. Is it the best gun in Modern Warfare 2022? No, but it is the most underrated because it is much better than a lot of the weapons, but people still think it's the worst. Do yourself a favor and try out the M16 again. And with its improved fire rate, it is more forgiving. With the proper setup, this weapon can be very competitive. But the heavy skill-based matchmaking makes people only want to use the best gun in the entire game. I get it. Do you agree with all my picks for the most underrated weapon, or would you change some of them? Make sure to let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, you'll also love this video from the Every Call of Duty series on screen here. Peace.